For the latest on Syria-gate, the WikiLeaks release of 2.5 million emails that are said to shine a light on the inner workings of the Syrian government and its economy, and also expose the hypocrisy of Western involvement in the region. RT correspondent Sarah Firth has more from London.
This is the biggest release since we had Cablegate, which gave us the US diplomatic cables and a really unique insight into the workings of the US government. Now, the Syria files is even bigger than that. It's supposed to be 8 times bigger than the US diplomatic cable leak in terms of documents, and 100 times bigger in terms of data. Now, in the same way that we saw the US diplomatic cables released, it's thought a similar thing's going to be happening with the Syria files. WikiLeaks have partnered up with different media organizations around the world, and they go through, comb the data and release this in small stages. Now, so far, from what's been released already, we've had a very interesting insight into the workings, because these are the emails that were being exchanged between senior political figures in Syria, ministry figures, corporations around the world. The first emails that were released, we showed that an Italian company had been providing communications equipment to the Syrian police and the Syrian army. Now, although that contract was signed back in 2008, when relations with the Syrian regime were much stronger with the West, it shows that the technical assistance was still being provided as late as February of this year. So, you know, clearly that company more than happy to continue providing that assistance, even as the violence, you know, claimed a huge number of lives in the country. And so, you know, I think probably there's going to be a lot of very nervous companies around the world. There's going to be a lot of nervous members of the Syrian government, certainly, as WikiLeaks once again has its major coup in providing us with, you know, a very unique glimpse of what is going on.
Now, what about Julian Assange? We know he's been holed up in the Ecuadorian embassy awaiting his asylum bid answer. Have we heard any comments from the chief whistleblower?
He did. He released a comment through one of his spokesmen, Sarah Harrison. She'd said on his behalf that what these files were aiming to do was not to embarrass or critique one side or another. It was aimed to give us really an understanding of what was going on. And he said that it was only through understanding the conflict that we'd be able to find some sort of resolution. So, you know, poignant words from the man himself, who is, of course, at the moment fighting his own very fierce battle. He's in the Ecuadorian embassy here in London still, as he seeks to battle against that extradition to Sweden, and again, indeed, it's thought to the US if he were to be sent to Sweden.
That was RT correspondent Sarah Firth.